Okay, I think we're live. We are live.
Roger that.
Okay, it's Sue Greenwald here with Awakened Stories today with King Smarty. Yay! We haven't heard from you in a while, Smarty. How are you?
I'm fantastic. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Uh, fantastic, fantastic,
Awesome.
fantastic.
Awesome. It
Looking.
seems like a lot has been going on. Do you want to give us specific updates first or
Well, the updates are things are definitely happening. The money is moving in certain areas, certain directions. Dad's fully in charge of what's happening everywhere. Um, Full disclosure is well on the way, and the the spacecraft that they're calling drones will not stop until full disclosure is happening, and it looks like we're going to do it in a way where they totally embarrassed.
I like that.
Yeah, I like that too. I'm also looking forward. I want them to start shooting at us. That's what I want, because you know what's going to happen after that.
Yeah,
We're going to have full disclosure Smarty's way.
yeah, yeah.
We have it Daddy's way, which is slow and peaceful as possible. But however, they like to do stupid shit, and I like to make them pay for it. So
Yeah.
let them let them let them go ahead and attack us, so we can finish the job quickly.
Right, right. I mean, we're seeing video from all around the world more and more and more, like you said. It's only going to be more prevalent and larger ships and more, so everyone sees it and they believe it. But I guess what bothers me is that the news media and all the other intel providers are using the word drone constantly. So we're all talking about drones, not UFO. Big difference in what we're talking about.
Well, it's all that's what they did, and that's what they wanted to do, and that's why they're calling it that way, and that's why we all know the news media is all full of shit and fake news anyway,
Of
right?
course, yeah, yeah.
So that's why they're calling it drones. However, it's also exposing them as well, because now you're hearing that they're not drones after all. We don't know what they are. And then you got top people in the so-called government also validating that they don't know what it is, that they're sending up their own drones, and they're being shut down. There's no heat signature, there's no nothing.
Right.
I mean, we're literally a interdimensional um, army that you cannot stop, and we're here to restore what's rightfully mine, if you would. And you guys are getting your eviction notice slowly but surely.
Eviction notice. He's gonna get the boot real soon.
You fucked around, and now you finding out.
Yep, yep, yep.
So that's the good thing. That's the good news about it all, is that it actually started. So there are some people trying to get ahead of the curve, saying that the sightings will stop. Not true. We're not stopping until full disclosure is done. Um, you're going to start witnessing the actual exchange process taking place, and everybody getting ready to exchange. The money's going to flow, and if they don't start it within the next couple of days, hours or so, hours, days, it's going to be more and more problems for them. So their best bet is to get with the program, do what Dad and I are telling them to do, or it just ends super, super embarrassingly. There's other governments and other officials around the world that know what's happening, and they're excited because they know we're not playing games. They know King Smarty is for real. They know King Smarty is Sananda Galactic. They know King Smarty is the real Jesus. They know all this shit. They're keeping it from y'all, the people. However, there are people in high ranking places that know exactly who and what we are and what we're doing. If y'all remember the Real Truth call with Dr. WC, Fisher pretty much told everybody, that I was for real. He's the one that brought me on the call. And he was above Majestic. He was actually one of the ones that gave the Majestics their information. So he knew. He knew exactly what I was going to be doing before I did. He knew and knows a lot. So he's been warning them, and now it's at the time where you guys are fucking up miserably. All of your fake footage of all these fake drones being shot down is bullshit.
Right.
They're trying to figure out what to do, and the best thing for them to do is contact us and get right with Jesus, if you would.
What about beaming in on their meetings? Like, can you do that? Just pop in on them and
We
say,
we 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 do it all the time, which is why things are definitely happening.
okay,
Yeah, one of the very, very, very first meetings that we popped in on, which wasn't one of the very first ones, but one of the ones that Daddy had me pop in on was a couple of generals meeting together, and I snapped one of their legs
right. I remember that.
and replaced it just as fast. And that's one of the things that turned the tide for us, if you would. So the cool part is that general is no longer with us.
Right.
So
Right.
they took, you get what you get. It's not this is not the time to play games. Not at all.
And it sounds like you've had recent interaction with some of the generals as well.
Well, when Daddy tells me to run around and make people shit their pants, that's what I do.
It's not funny, but it is funny. Yeah.
And you know what's even funnier is that they're fucking mad as shit that they can't do nothing.
Yeah.
And the good guys, while the good guys in these areas are witnessing this shit, and they're like, man, I hope he comes back and kill y'all
Yeah.
fuckers.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's all happening. Everything we all wanted and stuff that we didn't know we wanted is being granted to y'all because of what the cabal, have been doing.
Awesome.
There's many names for them, and there's so much evidence across the board that's showing you guys that they're fucking losing miserably. No matter what they say or do, they're it's over. There's no way around there's no way around Daddy. None at all. It's over. Curtains. So if I were y'all, like I keep saying, do the right thing, get on the right side of history or be history.
Right.
Because right now you have a choice to stick around or not.
And now we've got the billions of angelic armadas here as well. And the consciousness has been raised. The energy level is shooting up. I think everyone's kind of feeling that. Um, and that has got to allow more and more people to see what's going on out there. So it's hastening the process. And this is universe wide, not just on Earth, right?
That's right. That is correct. Now, just yesterday, was it yesterday? The day before yesterday, Daddy had us activate all the special type force angels within the ranks. So now they're beefing up things too. They were all released. However, there's specific angels that are tasked to do specific things, and they were activated 2 days ago.
Oh, awesome.
So you're going to get more and more wild sightings. You're going to get more and more of unbelievable footage from just ordinary people. Remember years back when I told you guys, get ready, start filming, start
Yeah.
taking photos. You're
Yeah.
going to be able to do selfies and all that other shit. It's happening, ain't it?
It is happening.
Okay. And they say, don't say, I told you so. Well, I'm fucking telling you so. So I don't give a fuck what they say. Last time I checked, Daddy made the rules.
That's perfect.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. That's funny. That's
So
funny.
there's a lot of things happening that people us Jedi's were expecting because I've told y'all.
Right. Yeah.
And a lot of y'all are with me because y'all know I'm telling the truth, especially the ones that I've healed. I've healed a bunch of you guys and didn't ask anything from y'all at all. All
Right.
I want y'all to do is to successfully reproduce what I'm able to do and go around and help people, heal people, because that's what life should be everywhere. That's what Dad
Right.
designed us to do.
Right.
So we're literally battling of a dark force that turned away from Daddy thousands of years ago, and are now it's time for them to be eliminated. So they can do it. They can just stand down and get with the program, or they can be evaporated or sent to wherever they got to be sent to. It's over. It's over. No more of this bullshit. It's fucking over. So it is what it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah. And as we've talked through these last, years, I've realized how deep, how well thought out their plan was. They've had thousands of years to plot all of the stuff that's happening now. Technology used against us, food and air and water poisoning and chemicals against us, information, disinformation. Everything they've done, they've planned far in advance. And we haven't known a thing until we have, recently. So it's very exciting that we're all like learning what's happening and able to see it unfold in front of our eyes.
That is true. Now the cool part is we've been watching them this whole time because we are very, very much older. We
Mhm.
are part of an ancient civilization that already achieved what the human what Earth is experiencing right now. I was just explaining this to someone this morning or this AM that we come from over here, way out in this area where it's already established. We already have that connection to Dad, and then we were sent here. We volunteered, and um, we're here now doing what we're doing.
Right,
So
right,
the people are not fully aware of what's actually taking place.
right.
So what's actually taking place is we are um, we are restoring and we are restoring and taking back what is rightfully mine because it's mine. It's period.
Yeah. Now, about a year and a half, 2 years ago, you said something about, hey, we've entered phase one, and you were really excited. I'm like, great, right? And then a few months later, you said, we're already in phase two. Great. How many phases are there? And you're like, I don't know. So, where are we in the process phase wise, and how many phases are there? Do you know?
We're in about phase 5, and there's like I think 2 or 3 more phases until it's like all out full disclosure.
Okay.
Uh, it might just be a couple, one more phase before we get full disclosure, and then there'll be other phases where we start to advance, we start to change, we start to evolve, and because of the crystalline chambers, we will be evolving pretty much overnight. Those that are chosen to experience that, those that Dad wants to make an example out of. For instance, those of us that have been good our whole lives and multiple lives, we're going to be the ones to experience the chambers before everybody else do. And while they're on the fence with it, we'll be doing what we need to be doing, which is helping, healing, and showing people what Dad really is about.
We'll
Instead of
be leading by example, right?
That's exactly where I was going
Right.
with it. We'll
Yeah.
be leading by example, and those people that would choose to do it or go into the chambers or be a part of it will get to experience that eventually.
Yeah.
Um, in the beginning, we will be the first ones to do it because of um, all of the things that we've how you say, endured and came for. Because a lot of us came for just to do this, just to do what we're doing. And then you got other people that are new souls just coming here to be a part of it and don't know what the fuck is going on. They're
Yeah.
just there, and those are the ones that are easily controlled, which
Yeah.
is why you have people like us that have a sense of knowing. And then once we have that sense of knowing, and once we get fully activated, you can't tell us to go get vaccinated because we'll look at you like you done lost your fucking mind. You can't tell us to eat fast food mixed with human meat because we'll look at you like you're fucking sick, right? You can't tell us certain things because we have that inner knowing that, yeah, no, something's wrong and we ain't doing that shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's a big difference between them and us.
So we're a few days away from 2025. It is fair to say that full disclosure will be here in 2025. We're not going to, this isn't going to drag out another 5 years.
Yeah, if you listen to certain people, they will say things like, "We're going to have full disclosure in 2028." Uh, if you guys remember, before I came to Destin, Dad said that things are going to happen a lot sooner than people realize and
Yeah.
what they actually know.
Yeah.
Remember, I also told you guys that Dad showed them, all of them, what he wanted them to see when they were looking through the looking glass. Okay. I also told you guys that the Vatican is about to be fucking cleaned out, wiped out, and all that stuff too. And they picked this year to open up this bullshit portal thingy, blah blah blah, with all these different demonic beings all over the place. All of that shit is real and is being taken down. You know, if it was up to me, I'd go just blow the fucking thing up. And they know that I want to do that. They all do.
Right.
The only one that's stopping me is Dad. You know, I can't do nothing that he won't let me do. He has the final say. But I'll be requesting that shit every day. Trust me, I'll be requesting it every day. The same way I took down the fucking Georgia Guidestones that
Yeah.
nobody knows what happened to them yet. It's
Yeah.
the same thing I want to do to the entire Vatican building, the whole fucking thing,
Yeah.
or, or just rip it out the fucking earth and just send it away.
So that was a real, like we saw a couple videos yesterday. That was real, what we saw.
Yeah,
Mm-mm-mm.
yeah.
Okay.
So they're you know, you want to call them demonic and all that stuff, but they're actually entities from different parts of the galaxy.
Right.
You know, and
Right.
that's all it is. It's all it is.
Right.
People are afraid of it because they don't know that part. If you knew how powerful you were and all you had to do is use your mind to wrap energy around these individuals and choke them to fucking death, then you wouldn't be afraid of them anymore.
Right. Right.
And since they know you don't know that, they use that fear that comes out of your system to feed off of you, energy vampires, etc. Right? So um, I have enough energy they can feed off of me and die. That's what I got.
Okay. That's just funny. That's just funny.
It's the truth.
Yeah.
Everybody has to understand that this is all true, all of it,
Yeah.
all of it. And Dad can instantly manifest things anywhere at any time. And we're showing you guys because of the different things that are happening around the world. The spacecrafts are coming in and out of dimensions, disappearing, reappearing, all that stuff. Okay, that's energy work. That's dimensional work. That's all it is. Teleporting from space, time, dimension, blah, 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 blah. All of it is very real. So 2025 is full disclosure realized because we had a lot of things happen from the beginning of 2024. And now we're moving into, okay, it's already a fact that this shit is real. It's already a fact that they've been molesting and eating children, and then in all these underground bases, there's so many people coming out about it. And now you have massive ships coming out everywhere, all around the world, and there's no way they're going to be able to hide all of the things that they've been doing, because my job is to expose it all. Full disclosure is guaranteed. I've been trying to tell y'all, it's very real.
Boom.
Boom.
Yeah. So the wealth transfer is in process, and for those watching, you'll receive instructions when it's time, right?
Yeah. Well, again, I won't be the only one.
Right.
And um, what I'm getting is that one of you guys are going to be the actual first ones to do it, and then you're going to tell us, and then we're going to validate it, and then we're going to tell everybody else. So
Yeah.
don't expect it to come from me. Don't expect it to come from any other guru, right? Look at all the spacecrafts that are being filmed all around the world. It's not the government. It's actually people in their own comforts of their own homes, not knowing what the fuck is going on, filming these things.
Right. Right.
So that being said, don't expect somebody to tell you that the exchange, the redemption, and you redeeming is actually taking place. So keep going out and finding out for yourself. That's the only way you're going to really know if it's actually happening. And what we know is that it's actually happening, and people are exchanging. So go out and do what you got to do until you're told the truth. And those people that have been lying to you are going to be embarrassed and may lose their jobs.
So I kind of feel like it's going to be easier for those of us in the US to go test this. We have a Wells Fargo here. Let's say Australia, they don't have a Wells Fargo. So go ahead.
It don't matter. You have banks in your area, and your banks have to follow what's happening.
Okay. Good news. All right. So I did go to Wells Fargo. Let's say it was 2 weeks ago, whenever you told us I'll go. And they were clueless. I'm
I'm
just
on with Sue.
You on Sue?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
Hit Monica.
Yep.
Monica,
Done. Yep.
Okay.
Hit everything around all of us, and reinforce the great intimidation. Done. All right, I'll call you back when we're done.
All right,
Love you, bro. Bye bye. The great intimidation in green. You heard that, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. Well, let me ask a question about the color. When B gives you a color, what does that mean? I know it
that's
has
just
just go ahead.
that's just to highlight the colors. That's all.
All right. So the color doesn't does the colors normally have different frequencies in our light spectrum. Is
Yeah,
that
but they're mostly used just to target an area. That's all.
okay, so we say in green it targets those tagged items in green in this example.
So what end up happening? I'll look, and then I'll everything that's green gets hit at the same time.
Okay.
Same thing when we do. For instance, when we do when we want the military to see which of their people are dark, we'll highlight them in orange, and then those that can see will see all of the dark ones that are highlighted because we highlighted them for them. So then they can see who's who. Don't be fooled. A lot of these military individuals have been training the way that you Jedis have been training. We're helping them. We're doing what we do to eliminate all this shit, which is why they don't interfere with us, because they know that we can do what we're doing.
Okay.
So that being said, every time there's something that I have to address, it'll be blue, green, yellow. And what happens is I look at the entire surface of whatever needs to. For instance, if I'm working on a specific area on Earth, we would see it and then everything within that area, whatever's highlighted in blue, will be either changed, healed, eliminated, etc., depending on what the command, um, depending on what we want to see happen,
Right.
or what Dad allows to see happen. Because I want to see a lot of shit happen, right?
Right.
So that's what all those things are about.
Okay.
Now, if you, for the younger generation, for you guys that are video game players, you know exactly what I'm talking about, because while you're in the video game and you put a target on on another character before you're getting ready to shoot them or do something with them, they highlight crosshairs and then you pull the trigger. Same thing I'm doing, but in real life, in reality, in this matrix, this simulation, whatever you want to call it. So that's why everything is energy around us. So
When I do a clearing, I light up the bad guys or whatever, and I send them to you in orange, red, yellow, flashing neon.
yeah,
So you know to scoop them up.
yeah. So you can do that. You can also, you know, that Wonder Woman lasso.
Yeah.
Well, that's a real lasso too, and Wonder Woman is very real, by the way. So when we take the lasso, we lasso them, and then we snatch them up, and then we send them packing. So
Awesome.
you know, we got Daddy's lasso, Wonder Woman lasso, my lasso. We have different techniques and different abilities that we utilize to eliminate these fuckers.
Right. Okay.
And it's hard to the everyday folk to understand all this stuff, and I don't expect them to. And I really don't care because it's not their job anyway. So those of us that are fully aware of what's happened, we're the ones that are literally engaged in cleaning up the earth.
Awesome.
And
awesome.
not just the earth, it's the surrounding galaxy.
That's a big project. You know, like years and years and years ago, before I knew you, I'd say, like, if I were president, like if you were the president, had the money or the power, how could you clean all this stuff up? The longer things go on, the more tangled up it all gets, the more complex, the more corrupt. And what you're doing is inconceivably complex. Like we still don't get it.
Right.
We know every system is corrupted. We know a lot of what we know. We don't know what we don't know. And you have a broader view than us, so and more ability. So I'm so glad you're there. So
Yeah.
glad it's you and not me.
I know, I know, I know. I be wanting to give up too sometimes. Which I always talk shit about that. I'm like, man, fuck this. Y'all can do this shit yourself. And then Daddy laughs at me and stuff, and they like get back to work.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's you know, there's some presidents that actually came in and wanted to do good, and then they find out how how corrupt the entire thing is. Right? You got people like John F. Kennedy Jr.
Yeah.
You got people like Obama. They came in ready to change things, and then they found out that Israel and the banking cartel actually ruled everything,
Right.
which is why they have dual citizenships. Last time I checked, the original Constitution, it says no foreign entity can hold public office. So why the fuck are all of them um, half Israeli or have right dual citizenship to Israel? Like
Yeah.
what the fuck? How did this happen?
And all the newscasters and all the people in position of power or influence, right? Every single one of them. So like we've really been seeing that in the past year or so with this war going on.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And the crazy part is now you're actually seeing that the some of the racist people here in the US are even scared of those over there because they're satanic type of thing. And they'll eat your ass, they'll eat your kids, and they're connected to higher beings. Not saying that some of the racist groups in the US are not connected to them, but these guys are openly killing people, eating them on battlefields, saying certain things and, raping and killing children in front of each other, in front of their parents. It's like these are straight barbaric reptilian type half breeds and some reptilian period. So the ones here don't stand a chance, right? Which is why you now have former KKK members talking about we got to get rid of Israel, man. So not only that, I just saw an article or a video, which I know is bullshit, but you got Bill Gates in an old interview talking about how corrupt Ukraine was. You got a mass murderer talking about how bad Ukraine is. What? So again, we've been dealing with a species known as Draco and reptilian and vampires and blah, blah, blah that were in cahoots with each other to suppress the human race. And they're finding out right now as we speak that it's over. There's nothing they can do or say. None of their abilities can stop anything that Dad wants because Dad created y'all too. Even though some of y'all were created in the lab, he knew and he allowed you to be created just so I can have fun. It's a messed up way to put it, but it is fun, especially when I know the outcome. I know the outcome. The outcome is all of the dark ones will fade away. All of the fake contactees will fade away. All of the real, pure, loving beings will remain, and we will come together and rebuild this place and rebuild it in a way where Dad approves of everything we do. I was telling somebody yesterday, I never ever take credit for something that Dad has me doing. Everything I do is because Dad, God, creator, source, whatever you want to call Daddy, okay? Everything that I do comes from him and he forces me to do it.
You've drawn your line in the sand though. Like, okay, so you have conviction. And, like if you had the opportunity to walk away today, you wouldn't do it anyway.
I wouldn't. I'm not designed to anyway. So
Yeah.
I talk shit all the time. Like I got these resignation papers that I have in the ethers, right? And I be running after Daddy, and he just disappears on me.
No. Yeah, you have.
Go ahead.
I said you have conviction. That's for sure. That's funny.
Yeah. I have conviction, and like David Adair says, I have a certainty, right?
Yes.
So I always joke around and quitting and all this stuff, and it gets difficult sometimes, especially when you're trying to educate people and they fall back into the bullshit. It's like I just told you, man. What the fuck are you not getting? So that's the only time where things get difficult, where you telling people over and over and over and over and over what's happening and give everything to Daddy, let go, let Dad. I had to do it multiple times, right? So that's where we're at with everything, right? And then we're getting ready to not we're getting ready to we are rebuilding and reseeding the earth with new species, if you would. All of us are becoming changed. We're the crystalline chamber is changing us and all that stuff. So the planet is vibrating higher. We are vibrating higher. All of these little minions running around that are now being seen are fading away, which is why they're being seen. You remember what I told you guys? We have to expose them before we are allowed to eliminate them.
Right.
That's what's happening. That's what we're doing.
Yep.
And just in the last couple of weeks since before Thanksgiving, we've been coming out of the woodworks, and they've been coming out of the woodworks too, trying to discredit what's actually happening. In some parts of the world, they actually have a field of people surrounded by this supposedly shot down drone, which is bullshit. It may be a drone that was shot down, but it definitely wasn't ours. So they're doing all of these different things to throw people off the truth, and it's only going to lead into embarrassment,
Right.
because we know that y'all crisis actors. Okay, so again, that allowed them to see what he allowed them to see while they were using their looking glass devices, looking into the future. So they're preparing for things, hoping they would stop what's happening, not knowing that he's the one that let you see what you were preparing for. And meanwhile, here we come on the other side. Hi, guys.
That's fabulous.
I need to make a new shirt that says Galactic Sting Operation. That's what I need.
Yeah, I love that. That is
Mm-hmm.
a good one. That's a good
Yep.
one. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. So we got a lot of good things to look forward to. And
Excellent.
don't jump on the first bandwagon that comes out, because I've already told you guys they're going to plan to do this and plan to do that, and it's going to be bullshit. So just follow along with what we got going on, because we've already proven that we're legit. We're successfully reproducing and teaching. Well, I'm teaching you guys, and you guys are reproducing. The healing. There's a lot of people talking shit, but nobody's actually doing it. Um, there is a lot of good people out there that want to and mean well. However, you don't want to stick to a certain group, including our group. Don't stick to us. We don't care. Go out there and see what's real or what's not. And then when you find out a lot of it's bullshit, then come back, right? I want you guys to go research. I want you guys not to believe me, because it just makes it more fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah,
So, yeah, people should research so then you can compare and contrast. Most intel providers want you to stay with their channel. Like, do what I'm telling you, do as I do, blah, blah, blah. You're like, well, here's the truth. Go look around and make your own decisions, and then come back, because you're gonna hopefully have that knowing that this is the truth.
yeah, and I would never tell you guys just to follow me only,
Yeah.
because then you wouldn't know what's happening. And the fact that all of you guys are following other people, you guys are comparing what I'm saying and what they're actually doing.
Yeah.
And that's what Dad wants. He wants you guys to learn everything, because there's going to be a point in time where Dad is the one telling you and showing you. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to take it from me. You can connect to Dad yourself. That's what this is all about. A true connection to Dad is what it's all about.
Right. Right.
You don't have to take my word for it. I really don't give a fuck. Excuse my French. But the only thing I ask for is just don't disrespect me, and I won't disrespect you.
Right.
Don't come out me talking all crazy, because you're going to get the savage Smarty, because I can be very fucking savage too. I've been through it all. I'm at a stage where I'm fully connected to Dad, and I want you guys to be fully connected to Dad, so that when Dad tells us to move on something, there's no questions. Let's go. We got to go over here. Let's go. Right? That's what it is. That's what we do. Nonstop. Nonstop. We can be, for instance, we could be here doing something, and Dad would say, go down there and hit the place and do this and do that. All right, we got to go. That's just what we do. So shortly, we're going to start going all around the world and performing miracles and wonders, and I'm looking forward to that, because that's what I love to do, is heal people. So I'm ready to walk around and snap, snap, snap. Oh shit, have people crying and shit.
It's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome.
It is awesome. It is
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is awesome.
What's the status of KingSmarty.tv?
Oh, it's going smoothly. We're still working on getting things squared away. There are some other equipments that we're waiting for. Same thing with D Blue. There was a recent add-on to Stellar where it's going to allow humanitarian force to be able to um, use Stellar to send monies all around the world, which I already knew, right? Because I told y'all. So that just happened. So that just happened, and we're going to flip the switch on a bunch of different things almost at the same time. And a lot of the stuff that we'll be doing will be broadcasted on King Smarty .tv, which is why it's all there. We're putting everything together. There's still bits and pieces that have to come together. However, once we do, we'll be like a CNN and Netflix all at the same time. It's exciting.
Very exciting. Very exciting.
Very, very, very exciting.
Yeah. And like John Kennedy Jr. will get his story out on there. You'll get your story out on there. It's going to be fabulous. And then there'll be all sorts of other humanitarian projects, healthy choice type of things like Move, for example, out there. It's going to be great.
Yeah, and it's all going to be broadcast.
Yeah.
It's all going to be broadcast right from KingSmarty.tv.
Yeah.
So when let's say all else fails, you'll still have that because it's a blockchain, and then we'll be more focusing on putting information and stuff on there.
Right.
So we're working those details out slowly but surely. I have lots of other things to do, so I can't just focus on one thing.
Right.
And that's why Dad has built a team of us so that we can pick up where others are slacking, if you would. Not saying that you're slacking. It's just that we're designed to work together and become one with each other and work as a unit, right? Different forces were trained in this way. We were too. However, a lot of us still haven't woken up to that fact that we work for Dad, and everything that we do is checked and double checked with Dad, by Dad. So all of the cool things that were happening have already been designed by Dad. Eliminating the cabal and allowing them to do what they've been doing for all these years were designed by Dad. They think they actually had the free will to do all this stuff. However, there's a point in time where all that stuff stops. And that's where we're at. That's exactly where we're at.
Right. Okay.
It's exciting.
It is beyond exciting. Like just to get the real truth out there, to go to one-stop shopping, KingSmarty.tv, everything in one neat little package, and it's the truth.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. We also have all of the major stations taken over. We can interfere with their broadcasting at any time. The Mount Weather, where the EBS system is at, we commandeered that. If you read certain reports, they'll say that the military white hats are in control of it, which is not the case because we are. So we're literally on a timer with Dad. Whenever he wants us to do what we got to do, we'll do it. There's a thing that people are familiar with, but they don't fully understand how it's possible and how it can be done. It's called walk-ins. We can take an entire military base and walk in them with angelic forces, and the entire base will do exactly what the fuck Dad wants them to do.
I like that.
You notice I wasn't joking, right?
Yeah.
So that being said, there's 200 billion angelic armadas out there running around doing what Dad wants them to do. So we can take we have enough angelic forces to take over an entire army and turn them to a certain direction.
Plus, angelics have, like, we'll call them more supernatural abilities than, say, the average human.
That's correct.
So, yay. Yeah.
That is correct. And they were designed to do follow orders. And they do it with pleasure because of what they were built to do. They
Right.
actually love to follow orders that end up being good for all.
Right. Right.
So if we wanted to take over, let's say, a Russian army, a United States army, a China army, and just turn them on the dark ones, we would do that.
Okay.
Actually, we did that. The biggest infiltration ever has taken place.
Ooh. I'm really looking forward to getting my hands on that historical information and the truth. I really look forward to that.
It's
Yeah.
coming. It's coming. It is coming. It is here. It is here. It's here. So the realization of that is what we're moving into. 12/12 was huge. And a lot of things took place that day while we were relaxing. Okay, so 2025, full disclosure, realize is where it's happening. Um, the U.S. will receive a new currency. The U.S., everybody of the light in the U.S. will redeem. We will put our money where our mouth is, and all of the different crew members here, of my crew members here, will have their own angelic and galactic squad to follow them and do what they want them to do, or because we're all getting ready to be fully activated, especially after the chambers. A lot of us were commanders and generals in different armies all around the galaxy, so we're here now. That's what's happening. That's what happened. So prepare for it because there's no way around it.
So exciting. So
Very,
exciting.
very exciting.
All right.
A lot of the stuff you guys are just finding out right now too, because it's the timing and the consciousness. So you hear what I just told you. We fully infiltrated the entire planet, inside, outside, and everything. We did it in such a way where they don't even believe it's true. The bad guys. Okay.
Well, every movie shows the bad ETs taking over Earth, right? And
Mm-hmm.
it's always war. But, like, look at it this way. The bad ETs have taken over Earth, or did, but they did it very subtly. We didn't even know they existed, right? We're taught that they don't exist, right? Okay. So then when you say I've had this or this experience, people look at you like, are you crazy? So now the good guys are taking over. And of course, they're good, so they're not going to cause harm and destruction like the movies show, but they are taking out the bad guys. So
And that's true. And y'all still didn't know we existed.
it's true. Yeah.
But y'all knew about angelics. Y'all knew about different aliens, but y'all didn't know what you're getting ready to find out.
Yeah. 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 So a lot of times we'll see a UFO sighting or whatever, and people will say Project Bluebeam because everyone knows about that now, and they think that's what everything is. How can the average person, I don't know, discern what's legit and what isn't?
First of all, the average person would have to take some type of Jedi training. That being said, because of the Jedi training, you'll learn discernment. You'll learn how to use pendulums. You'll learn how to connect the dad. You'll start to be activated. Your abilities will be more and more evident. You'll be able to see and sense all that. So that's where they would have to start some type of energetic training where you can see. Um, once you get to that point, then you'll be able to look at a video or look at something in the sky and know exactly what it is because there's energy there. And there's always a telepathic communication happening because we were built that way. The problem is that nobody's telling you that it's normal.
Right.
Right. And you're talking about instant communications in the telepathic realm. So I can look at something and immediately know what it is. That's where you guys need to be. That's where the average person needs to be. Now, you have to get the proper training or do the proper research to actually learn these things. And there's many people out there teaching you how to focus on energy, focus on being able to see energy. There's one guy that teaches you how to, squint your eyes and do something like this and see the aura around things, people, places, and things.
Mm-hmm.
Real things have energy behind them. Artificial stuff don't have energy behind them. And that goes the same for AIs and computer generated images. There's no energy behind a spacecraft that was put there by a fucking CGI artist, right? Meanwhile, you got people, everyday folks outside filming these things, and you can sense the realness in it. You can sense if it's even a drone or not, too, because the drone is actually in the sky, so there's something there. It's just not the same energy because it's fucking drone. As far as the spacecrafts, you can see that there's something obviously brighter, energetically, things are disappearing, moving faster than you can think, blah, blah, blah. So you can't fake that. That being said, you have to educate yourself on energy, discernment, and knowing things. And the fastest way to do that is the Jedi method, and it's free.
Right.
You can also learn how to use pendulums. I have some, of course, but there's other places you can get pendulums. Your local crystal shop. Tell them you want a pendulum. Go get one. Once you have the pendulum and you see something that don't seem right, or you think it's a drone or not, learn how to use the pendulum, and the pendulum will tell you if it's a drone or not.
Right.
So there's many things that the average person can do. So stop fucking being lazy and go do it.
Yeah.
So that's it.
Well, and the thing is, I want to point out a couple things about using a pendulum. Your answer will depend on how you ask the question. So you got to ask very simple yes, no questions. And you can ask a lot of questions to get your answer if you need a more complex answer, but how you ask the question will make a difference in the answer.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. There's multiple ways to do it. And I've ran into skilled people with the pendulums, and I've learned from them as well. And I use those people and pendulums to fine tune my own skills. And that's a good way to start, which is doing that. For instance, we know individuals that me and you know that were skilled with them, and I come along and tell them what it is, and they validate it, and they fucking like, whoa, what the fuck? You know what I mean? So I already knew those things, of course, because Dad already told me.
Yeah.
Now to find someone that's skilled with pendulums to validate what I'm telling you, that's like a high, right? It's like, okay, let's go. And then you tell them, and it's like, oh shit, he's telling the truth. Oh yeah, that's what happens when you tell the truth.
Right. Well, we really want people to know the truth here. So
Yeah.
we want people to learn to use muscle testing, the pendulum, or their intuition, their inner knowing, as they become more confident, to learn the truth and discern for themselves. And then also, what I wanted to say earlier is it's really important for people to clear their energy often. Okay.
Right.
Not, and you got to do it multiple times a day. The attacks, the past, I don't know, couple of months have been very intense, very frequent. The dark forces are not just laying on the couch, okay? They are going at us with everything they've got. So if you're on the team, clear yourself a lot. Send it all to Smarty.
That's true. And the cool thing about them attacking us is the results y'all seeing now.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's why I tell y'all, go ahead and shoot at us. I want you to.
Yeah, yep,
But yeah, that's definitely the case.
yeah,
You saw that, right?
yep.
So that's definitely the case where, I want them to force our hand, if you would.
Right,
And I say our hand. When I say that, I mean mine and daddy's, because daddy has the ultimate say. He already knows what I want. I'm sure you all know too. I want them all dead and gone so we can live in peace, and I can start spreading the wealth and healing people and having a fucking blast, right?
right,
Because that's what I want to do. I want to be on the back of the bay or in the fucking Gulf playing with the dolphins and shit.
right, right.
So the more and more they fuck around, the more and more they finding out, and we are literally the targets. So every time they hit us, that allows us to do more.
Right. And so one of the things I wanted to talk about also is that when you go to rebuild the earth, okay, like in our mind, again, you got a lot of complexity, a lot of money, a lot of materials, a lot of manpower, blah, 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 right? It's already been done before, is what you've said. We're going to have examples or templates from other planets. We're going to have technology and materials and things that we don't even know about right now. We can't even imagine it,
Right.
right? So it's going to go a lot faster and easier, and it's going to be way more fun than we can imagine right now.
Yeah. And you're talking about as far as technology wise, we have spacecrafts that are literally like 3D printers, where we can take the entire spacecraft, hover over a certain area, and rebuild everything up in a matter of minutes. So those type of technologies, I'm not sure exactly when Dad will allow us to use those type of things. However, we will be able to use them, and people will be able to witness it.
Fabulous.
Yeah, there's so many cool things that we have, and the people have to understand that this is not old. I mean, this is not new. This is old shit. You're talking about thousands and thousands and thousands and billions and trillions of years old technology that we're bringing here. Who you think created? Well, we already know who created the Earth, right? But how was it created?
Ooh.
How was it created? If you believe what the Bible says is that it was created in 7 days, how was that done? You see where I'm going with it? So we have technology that can literally form planets in days, minutes, seconds, because it's all energy. Wait, what? No wonder why he was able to do the entire Earth in 7 days and then rest. I'm trying to tell you, this shit is getting way and way more excited as we go. And yes, they are doing little things to get people off their track, off their course, and blah blah blah. But at the end of the day, it's still going to happen. It's still going to go Daddy's way. You didn't think he knew about you guys trying to attack everybody all at the same time with all of these different flus and shit every season? Come on, man. You didn't think that he knew y'all were going to try to kill everybody in their sleep with all these different energy weapons and all this shit? Come on, man. When I tell y'all that some of us can't be killed, I'm serious, real serious. We're not going nowhere. We are here to make sure these changes happen. I mean, he put me in the middle of all of y'all, if you haven't noticed. So it's a fun thing that's happening. It's super, super exciting. And the CIA and different groups are trying to come out with their own spacecrafts, and well, they already have them. But what I'm saying is they're trying to come out with them and say that this is what it is, this is what you're seeing, and like it's the Solace thing.
Yeah.
They just talked about the cigar ships coming out, right? We already knew those were CIA cigar ships years ago, like 10 years ago, 20 years ago, right? So all it is them, thank you. All it is them trying to get ahead of the curve. And what they don't know is that they're falling right into the trap. Because again, at any point in time, we can just walk in on them and have them do exactly what dad wants them to do. You're dealing with a force that you have no idea existed.
Yeah.
Existed. None at all. Y'all done messed up bad. And all of those children that y'all violated are coming right back where y'all get to go straight to Pebble Valley and beyond.
Really excited for that. Really excited.
Very, very, very.
So you said 1212 was very important to this process. And I got a comment the other day where somebody was like, well, nothing happened, blah, blah, blah. How can I believe Smarty? And I'm like, dude, did you not see like the drones, the UFOs coming out like crazy around that time? Like we had them, of course, before, but the sightings have increased. Don't you feel the energy? Don't you see what's happening with the entertainers and the politicians and the celebrities and like it's like amplified.
You did way too much.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't even entertain stupid shit like that. Yeah, and whoever said it, that was stupid.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing. You don't know. And that's the problem. That's a big problem. You don't know. So go do the method, get connected with daddy so that you can know. Because there was lots of things that took place that day.
Yeah.
Lots, and universe-wide too. Not just here. So for you to say that nothing happened, you obviously are clueless. There's, like I said, you did too much. I don't even entertain that. And you don't you don't have to speak for me. It's going to be revealed what some of the things that did take place. But yeah, drones were one of them. They're even having to right now, because of all the drone videos being targeted, they're calling them what are they calling them now? Du jour bags. Did you see the new du jour bag video?
No.
Exactly. Because the drone videos are being taken down, they're having to name them something else.
Oh, I get it now. Okay, got it.
Right. You know how we now have to say unalived? That person was unalive because we can't say he was killed.
Yeah.
So that's what's happening. If you look or if you search certain words and certain things on Instagram, TikTok, you'll see videos that would have been on your news feed that aren't there no more because they're trying to
control everything, censor it, etc.
Right. So those are the type of things to look for.
Yeah.
Use the search bar because they're stopping certain information that would normally be on your news feed. I noticed that a couple days ago.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I see all the fucking things happening everywhere. What's happening? Then I did the search, and then all these new videos that were posted days ago that I should have saw didn't come through. Not only that, I posted a TikTok video last night, and I'm trying to share the video, and it's telling me video hasn't processed yet. But then when I click on the information link, 40 people looked at the video. Who are these 40 people that are looking at this shit? Are they all the different monitors looking at it before they actually let the shit go? So yeah, that's what's happening.
Yeah.
Censorship.
I've noticed on Telegram, I'm in multiple groups on Telegram. And it like usually you go in, like let's say you wake up in the morning and there's a little notification how many of each in each group have contacted you or blah 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 blah. It's like crickets lately. It's like empty in there, which is a little weird and shocking. And then if I put a message out to somebody or this or that, we communicate. I've noticed they were taking my question down or my comment down.
Yep. Yep. Check this out. I posted a video. There was nothing whatsoever. It was me in the Destin Harbor, the harbor here, on the back of the boat, leaving the harbor and filming. And all I said was Destin, Florida, aka heaven. The shit got censored. What? You don't want nobody to know that this is heaven?
Yeah, it doesn't even make sense, does it?
No, it don't. Unless you know what they're actually doing or trying to do.
Yeah. Control everything.
Yeah, until they find themselves not being able to control their own lives. Like I said.
Yep. Yep. Are we still seeing Milk Dud action out in the etheric?
Oh, that's nonstop. That's nonstop.
Okay.
You
Okay.
know,
That's
you got a lot of entities just volunteering themselves nowadays.
what?
Yeah, they attack us or they attack B, and then they laugh about it and say, "Oh, y'all might as well just take us out." Okay. Oh shit, that wasn't fair. What do you mean? You just asked for it. This shit is real.
It's
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
That's what's happening.
A few more of those, please.
Hey, you want to keep volunteering? Go right ahead.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah.
I love to do my job, and I have like so many jobs, which is actually cool.
You don't like to get bored. You wouldn't want to be bored.
No, even when I'm bored, I'm doing something.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's I got lots of jobs, lots of fun things to do. The only thing I have to focus on now is regulating my time, because we will have different dignitaries from different parts of the universe coming. I have to meet with them, and they have to give me certain things so that we can heal and fix blah blah blah. So um, I have lots of things that I have to accomplish, and everybody is going to have to be on the same page with what Dad is having me do, or they'll just miss out on the cool things that will happen for them and us as a whole. I don't have time to play games with people. I don't have time to not do what Daddy wants me to do. Um, it's going to get so wild and crazy where people are going to, or should I say, beings are going to appear in their natural form, where they'll scare the shit out of certain people, and they won't scare the shit out of us because we already see them.
Right.
Right. You got benevolent Dracos, or not. Well, you got benevolent reptilians that look scary as shit, and they're the coolest things you ever saw. loving and everything, because that's that's what this specific a particular species wants to be like,
Right.
loving and caring, and don't mess with them. Just like me, don't mess with me, because they'll fuck you up. They'll tear your ass up. So, and then you got the lions. They look like fucking lions, like Beauty and the Beast cartoon, like that, without the fucking horns, of course. They look like lions, and they'll tear your ass up too. And they're cool looking. So you got multiple species out there that are that have come to terms with what I'm doing down here and have decided to join us. And they had free will to, and they decided to join us because we promised them, right? Dad promised them that this was it. It's the last cycle. It's over. We're going to repair the entire Earth, the entire galaxy, and combine it with the rest of the universe. And they're all excited about it because they've been having to battle these type of battles for thousands of years. And then Dad says enough is enough, and start evaporating shit, people, places, and things. It's a true story.
Perfect.
I wouldn't know where to make none of this shit up. And as you notice, the things that I'm telling you guys in the recent videos are occurring exactly the way Dad told me to tell y'all. Because who's the author of it all? Dad. And I'm looking forward to getting back to just saying.
I saw that amazing picture on the mug you got. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yep. Yep. My wool hair and my colored eyes and my highlights looking like Jesus Aquaman type shit. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yep.
That's what I look like. So a lot of you guys look similar. A lot of you guys will be different after the chamber. Just know that Dad is the author, the designer, and he's the one that made you look the way that you look. And he wants you to appreciate it because it's his design for you. You may have thoughts already on what you want to look like, and that's fine and dandy because he's the one that's giving you those ideas because that's what you really look like. So, and we're all special. All of you guys are special, especially if you're right here, right now, participating and doing what Dad wants you to do. You are super special. And the cabal and different dark forces and entities will do everything they can to get you off track. However, it's not going to work. Those of us that are special and that are here to do what we're here to do are not going to be stopped at all, whatsoever. So you can attack us all you want to. You're still done. It's over. It is over. Sue knows all about the attacks. She sees how B gets attacked. She even gets attacked the same way.
Oh yeah.
So she knows. And right away, I clear her up and get back to work because that's what we're here to do.
I'm attacked a little attacks all day long, big attacks that sometimes I can clear myself, sometimes I do need help.
Yeah.
But I've recognized it for years. And like I don't like it, but I understand it.
Right. Right. And it's also makes you stronger too. Yeah, unfortunately, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Even when they play with your emotions, it makes you stronger.
Yeah.
Because that's what they do. They'll play with your emotions, your body, your thoughts, all of it.
Right.
And it makes you stronger because you start to understand more and more, why are these things happening? I must be special, or I must have a special role if they're fucking attacking me this type of way all the fucking time.
Yeah.
Right? So
Well, I'll have people contact me and say how badly they've been attacked. And I said, that's because they know what you will be doing for the light. All right. If you weren't going to be, if you weren't important, they would ignore you. Right.
Yeah.
So that's because they know what you're going to be doing.
And that's 80% of the rest of the world.
Wow.
They don't, they're just here to live their lives. So, you have, and that's why I tell you guys that, me and my family and my future bloodline and all that stuff, and all of you guys and your families that are here now, part of this stuff, we are literally guardians of the rest of the people here on Earth that don't have a fucking clue. You know what I'm saying? So, um, our role is very, very, um, it's a real big role. It's a big position that we're all in, and we have to protect and heal and teach others until they become the 1%, if you would. So we do have a real big role, and because we're at the point that we're in, they'll do anything they can to throw everybody off their tracks. And where we're at right now is we're literally at at the end of all this shit. So that's why the attacks are becoming more and more heavy, and it's also why we are becoming more and more visible, right? While they're running around attacking us, we're appearing in the skies and the waters everywhere. So what do you think happens? I'm going to tell you what happened. While they're focusing on attacking us people here on the surface, we're doing all this other stuff. Now they're focused on attack. They went from focus on attacking us to focus on living. You understand what that means?
Just staying alive.
Right. Because now we're on them like white on rice.
Yeah. Yeah.
So congratulations, asshole.
One time I had a severe attack in the heart area. Okay. So just like it was like excruciating pain. Okay.
Right.
And just as I'm ready to like put the command together to, ward it off, something swoops in. I swear to God, there's a scuffle in and out of my heart, on the outside of my chest, on the inside, and then it's lifted off. And I'm like, well, that was fast. I didn't even have to think a thought, It was
Yeah,
perfect.
that's how it is. And right now, as you're talking about it, your screen is changing colors. It's turning
Yeah, I
purple.
see that. Like purple, huh?
Yeah. So that's literally the battle that's happening everywhere.
Yeah.
So there is a literal battle happening still, and this is why some of the militaries and some of the different groups don't want to interfere, because they know the battle is beyond them. There's certain things that they can do, and then there's other things that they have no clue on how to do. And this is why they have to sit back and relax and not do stupid shit.
Yeah. 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 So the battle is real. The battle is real. Like, of course we can sense it etherically, but you can physically feel these attacks. All
Yeah.
right. Yeah. It's real.
Yeah. So what they like to do is they like to stick spears in you, needles, and just energy weapons and stuff like that. Uh, what dad what dad told me is that um, the battle is bleeding into in the open,
Right.
and it's happening in the open, but it's also being eliminated quickly, which is what you just talked about. How they attack you, but then it's also being resolved,
Yeah.
because we're literally taking care of each other, taking care of ourselves too.
Yeah.
We're working on multiple dimensions and doing things that the rest of the population don't have a clue about, which is why we're crazy. Right? We're crazy to them. And we're not crazy. We're actually normal. We're actually the real normal. so so that being said, the battle is being brought full circle, front and center, public public display. I told you guys, Daddy's moving me into the world stage, and that's what's happening. Not only are we going worldwide with it all, but now we can't be stopped. We're taking over radio stations, TV stations, car lights, parking lots, all of it. That's us doing it. There are people out there, and it's already been proven, taking exactly what I say, deleting certain things, and then posting it. So that type of shit is going to fade away because everybody's going to find out that these individuals were frauds. And I don't have to do anything. It's just going to happen normally, naturally. We continue to tell the truth. We continue to educate you guys and show you guys. Period. I'll still make cool products. The products will get even more cooler where, you go from making jewelry pieces to making vehicles, spacecrafts, and all this other shit, buildings and all that. So we're we're going to have a smorgasbord of the King's products, and everybody's going to be able to use them, buy them, whatever the case is, whatever Daddy wants me to do, and it's going to happen. So the good news is that all the stuff that you guys wanted, bottom line, the good news is that all the stuff that you guys wanted, you're getting, especially for sticking with the program, being a good humane being, and requesting, praying, whatever you guys want to do to Dad. He's granting all of your wishes. And if you haven't noticed by now, I'm able to grant wishes too, which is why I'm able to heal you guys and, answer your requests and say things like done and it just be happening because I have the ability to grant wishes, and he's given me the discernment whether the wish will be granted or not. People contact me all the time, especially when they're getting ready to lose a loved one. Can you heal the person? I don't want to say out loud or in a direct message, no, they're about to fucking die. Get over it, right? I don't want to say it that way. So I say things like Dad's will be done. Because it's at the end of the day, it's his will be done. Right. And that doesn't, even though I know, that does not stop me from attempting to bring the person back, heal them up, and do what I gotta do. So I'll do that and then still say Dad's will be done, knowing that, knowing more or less that the person is getting ready to expire because it's their time. It's between them and Dad. There's nothing I can do about that because Dad and that specific entity had an agreement. In my case, I'm screwed here, and I'm not going nowhere.
And we're glad for that.
I'm not actually screwed. I have to be here for a very long time to make sure things get done. And Dad is now moving us as a whole into a position where we did all the hard work. We had all the pain and suffering and crying and blah, blah, blah. And now we're moving into the fun part of it all. And we'll still be crying, but it'll be a joyful, yeah, it's that type of crying where, things like people that been in wheelchairs forever are instantly healed and able to walk on the beach type of crying. So that's what I'm looking forward to. And I found a video last night that I wanted to post, and I forgot about it. But the video it's an old video, and I shared it years ago. But it's a guy who has a deformed leg, and the gentleman works on the legs and then restores it. And all he did was energetically put it back in place. I believe this video he used a substance, kind of like a iodine type of liquid, and he moved. He placed it on them and blah blah blah, and then whoosh, reformed them. That's very much possible, and that's what I want to do. I want to walk around doing that shit. and I'm gonna enjoy it. People are gonna be crying. You know, we may have a tear here and there because things like that are happening, and people are just thankful and just happy, and they'll be able to live a life Dad wants them to live without the actual the disability part of it all. So
Think how changing one person's life like that, how that ripples out to their friends and family, and what they will do with that potential life. And then you do that to 1,000 a day. Think of how that will ripple out to the earth and change the earth. Just that.
yeah,
Wow. Yeah.
yeah, and think of how many people that witnessed it will want to be able to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
How did you do that? Can you teach me how to do that? Yeah, sure. Come on.
Yeah. It's going to be, it is amazing. It
It
is
is.
amazing.
It is very amazing. And
Yeah.
though that type of stuff, I've been begging Daddy. I always ask for. I don't really ask for much, but I when I do ask for things for Daddy, it's just to enhance my abilities.
Right.
Enhance my abilities to heal, my abilities to see, my abilities to get what you're telling me accurately. Those are the type of things that I ask for. I mean, the wealth, I already have the wealth. It's eternal life. There's nothing more valuable than that. So all of the other things will come. Dad says I'm the richest being alive. Okay, cool. Well, then I can sit here and struggle with everybody
Yeah.
else until I don't.
Yeah.
I have things that are super valuable that the regular everyday folks won't even don't even know how valuable it is. And it was designed that way where the government or the would-be rulers and bankers say that what my assets are not valuable. Okay, we'll see about that.
I think I was telling a story at the beginning of this video. I went to Wells Fargo 2 weeks ago, and this time I didn't get kicked out or laughed out like I did before, but they showed a great deal of incompetence and they really didn't know what they were doing. So what that meant to me is things are in process. It's happening. They just don't know what they're doing. So that's good.
Well, right, that's very good. And because of the consciousness rising, a lot of people are not wanting to lie no more.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that they're having a difficult time with it. They're
Yeah.
being told not to say certain things, and then their consciousness and their goodness in them wants to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's what's happening when we raise the consciousness.
Yeah.
There's lots of things that are happening because of simply raising the consciousness. The last time we raised the consciousness, a bunch of beings just died, literally died. Not only did those beings die, but now the higher up galactics are now being visible. The angelics are now being visible because we left from this consciousness to this consciousness, and everything that was down here died, gone, and everything that's living here now visible. Oh shit.
Perfect. Perfect.
Yep.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah, so everything is cool.
Really,
Everything is normal. Nothing major happening.
no,
We're
no big
just
deal.
no, with no big deal. We're just going to invade the fucking earth and kill all the dark ones and live happy go lucky life forever.
Yeah, yeah. It is awesome. It is awesome. Um, I have a whole list of questions, but I don't feel like they're pressing. I think the updates were more important. Do you want to do Q&A another time?
Yeah, we can uh let's do it tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, as long as you can, because I know you're spending time with the family.
Yep. Yep.
We can shoot for tomorrow, if not Tuesday, or whatever. We can do one the first, the second, don't matter.
Okay.
All right, we good.
Awesome. Thank you guys. Thank